So why don't you start by just giving me a little bit of the lay of the land as far as sort of the competitive landscape and also the challenges that you're facing right now. I mean, we're coming off of a time where consumer confidence has taken yet another hit, and yet we're kind of moving into a very busy holiday selling season. Can you talk a little bit about sort of the challenges you're facing right now and sort of how you're negotiating those?
Yeah. I think, we've been doing a lot of work on trying to get really clear about why we exist and, where we can win. And, when you reflect on the business that Best Buy's in, which is the technology business, if you're designing a whiteboard for your kids about where they should be, where they should be working, you would pick technology. Technology is a phenomenal business to be in. I mean, just think about all the improvements, how it's integrated more into your life, how it helps you connect with friends and loved ones, how you have fun with it, how you can't stop looking at your phone. When you go to a restaurant, you can't see anyone talking to each other. They're just texting and they're emailing, they're playing games, etc. So it's a great business that we're in, and that overrides, and that's enduring for at least the next 10 years. So we're really happy with that. There's the near-term, issues to deal with within the economy, within the uncertainty I think that the economy has created, over the last couple of years. People are, afraid to look at the newspaper, what might have happened yesterday, or navigating riots in London.
Sure.
Debt ceiling not being raised here, European banks. The stuff just also, I mentioned the Arab Spring. All this stuff just pops up, and people have to take it in stride. So I think it's the uncertainty that is dealing with macroly. But technology is a good business. Closer to home for Best Buy, what we have to navigate, and we've done this before. We've been around 44 years, and as a retailer, to be around that long, you need to constantly evolve, because the way what people want to buy evolves, and how people want to buy it evolves, and we're seeing that today. Mm-hmm. Near term for us, most of the specialty players are not in business any longer, mm-hmm. or they're smaller. And so we've done a really, obviously a good job at winning that business. Mm-hmm. And now we're competing with Walmart.
Sure.
Now we're competing with Amazon. And now we're competing with a lot of our suppliers like Apple.
Is that why a couple years ago, price was really your competitive point, and it shifted to focusing more on the customer service element?
Yeah, I think price, when you're in a business that's a SKU, so I sell this SKU and you sell that SKU, mm-hmm. You've got to neutralize price. I mean, price has to be, it's hard to win on price, mm-hmm. but you got to tie on price. Mm-hmm. You got to be there, and then you got to add value in other ways, and that's how you win the business. So price has always been important, and price will always be important for us. Mm-hmm. Our prices have to be there; they have to be competitive. And then where we try to differentiate, actually, in the most recent past, has been on assortment, because we're a superstore and we have more. We've had more assortment than Apple. We've had more assortment than Walmart. Mm-hmm. But with Amazon, the advent of Amazon, that's sort of a tie too. And so we're trying to differentiate now is in the experiences people want out of technology, and then we help enable that for you through the combination of great prices, the products that you need, but then how do they all work together?
What's the relevance of the retail experience in an increasingly digital age, especially where mm-hmm. online commerce is, mobile yeah. commerce has become obviously yeah. so popular? But really the question I should ask is what's the value or the relevance of the Best Buy experience in yeah. the age of yeah. digital commerce?
Well, we say, even though it's a tired word, people live multi-channel lives. They live digitally, they live physically. Mm-hmm. They actually don't just live digitally; they live physically too. So there's an opportunity to connect your assets around physical, mm-hmm. digital, web, digital PC, computer experience, and mobile. And how do you configure all of those to provide a great experience for the customer? Arguably, that's going to be a better experience than just a digital experience could provide. Now, sometimes you just want a digital experience, but there's a place for people that can knit all those things together, mm-hmm. and that's where we need to play. With a great experience where you can walk in the stores and see what you need to see and talk to somebody and have them help you figure out what you might need, mm-hmm. but also a great mobile experience that when you're in the store, you can look up things that the people can't tell you or you don't want to talk to them about, which you can do on our mobile site. And then, of course, maybe before you even got to the store, you're looking around for what you might want to buy, narrowing your options. And maybe you go to the store after you see the web, and then you come home and you actually buy on the web, and when you buy on the web, you might want to pick it up in the store, or we can ship it to wherever you want, or you can actually order it and have your friend in California pick it up for themselves in California from New York. So I think the combination, there's a lot of power in what those things can do, a lot of consumer interest in all of that. Not that you don't always want that, but that certainly is a place that you can play.
So does the rise of mobile commerce erode Best Buy's edge in terms of customer service?
I don't think so. I mean, I think it's something we have to integrate into the experience. We in a physical environment, I think unarguably, a mobile experience in a physical environment is better than just a physical experience. So being able to talk to people is great, but they don't always know everything. A mobile app can help you, learn things that you don't know, can provide reviews, can provide deep SKU level information via QR code. So whenever I talk about mobile, and people always want to talk about mobile, to me it's more in how we integrate mobile devices into our experience than it is mobile advertising. Mobile advertising is interesting in lots of ways, but for a physical retailer who's got locations, it becomes potentially a huge asset to make that physical experience much better.
Talking about physical locations, you've done things like kiosks and smaller stores. Is that something that we'll see continue?
Yeah, I mean,
if so, why?
Back to we were talking about how Best Buy can compete, and I think we're talking about we knit the assets together. Kind of a little higher up is trying to think about the spaces in which we can compete, and then how do we apply our experience to that. So forever we've been somebody known for selling televisions and known for selling cameras and known for selling computers, et cetera. Where we see a lot of growth in the near term, next 3 to 5 years, is in mobile. So mobile devices, smartphones, notebooks, tablets. And for us, that becomes a huge opportunity for us. If you think about the ecosystem, we'll start with phones. Right now, Best Buy Mobile, which sells all the plans, all the phones, all in one place with all the accessories, is a great value proposition when you think about the competitive landscape, which is primarily carrier stores that sell just their plans and just the phones that work with those plans. So we become a place where you can see it all under one roof, and you need a physical experience for that to happen.